Alright, let's kick off the second half of the day with FlyQuest vs Bait. One of the craziest games so far at IEM Cologne Stage 1 in my opinion. This was FlyQuest's first win since bringing in JKS, and it was a roller coaster. The series ended 2-1, but honestly it could have gone either way. Dust 2 started off rough for FlyQuest, Bait jumped out to a 8-4 lead, but JKS just went nuclear with 132 ADR in the first half. FlyQuest bounced back with 9 CT rounds to steal their own pick, but then on Mirage, Bait answered back. Regardi was insane, 4K with the op, nasty no-scopes, a lot. Bait clutched up late and took it 13-11 to force a decider. Now, Inferno, this map was absolute chaos. There were some serious fumbles from both sides, especially on the A site post plants. Bait blew a 3v1 match point situation, but then Vexite clutched a 1v2 to save FlyQuest's life. And right after that, JKS pulled off a quad kill hold to swing momentum back. Eventually, it went all the way to double overtime, and Vexite came up clutch again with 2 huge defuses that sealed the deal. FlyQuest win Inferno 1916, and JKS gets his first W with the new lineup. He even said in the post-match interview, "I've probably already lost 5 years of my life playing with this team," and honestly, I believe him. Let's talk about MIBR versus Heroic, and yeah, it's another tough watch if you're a fan of Insani, getting wasted on this roster in my opinion. Heroic came into this one needing a confidence booster, and they got it. They dominated MIBR 2-0, winning 13-6 on Train and 13-4 on Ancient, and honestly, it never looked close. Despite all that, Insani still dropped 116 ADR and a 1.4A rating. The guy was putting up star numbers again, but MIBR just had zero follow-up. Nyx exits Safi, no one cracked a 0.7 rating, and once again, Insani is carrying a team that can barely win a round. On the other side, Heroic finally look like they're figuring things out post-roll swap. Youngster popped off with a 1.42 rating and a nasty 4K. Even Grick stepped up with a slick 2v4 moment. They're still raw, average age is like 21, but this was by far their best showing since the rebuild. Up next for Heroic is a huge lower bracket match against Virtus Pro. Winner of that goes through to stage 2, but for MIBR that's it. 0-4 record at Cologne, and they're going home. Just another event where Insani farms stats and gets nothing in return. Kind of crazy. Now, FaZe vs Liquid, and let's just say FaZe are back in business. They took this series 2-1, crushing Mirage 13-6 and Nuke 13-2, with Liquid only managing to steal away at Inferno 13-10. Starting on Mirage, FaZe looked sharp out of the gate, their CT side was locked in, and on T, Carrigan's calling created chaos that Liquid just could not handle. Everyone on FaZe chipped in, but it was EliGE who made headlines, putting on a show against his old org with a clean 44-32 scoreline and a 1.39 rating. Liquid did wake up on Inferno though. After going down early, they fought back behind big plays from Ultimate, Sui and Nertz to take map 13-10. Ultimate in particular hit a ridiculous flick to close out a 4K. The guy was dialed in. But then it was Nuke, and FaZe absolutely stomped. They rolled Liquid with a 10-2 T-side, closing the series with one of their most dominant maps all tournament. Rain and Brokey were flawless in clutch situations, and Frozen hit some crispy one-taps to rub salt in the wound. Post-match, Carrigan mentioned that communication has been a big focus in practice, and it's showing. The team looked coordinated, loose and deadly, everything you expect from a FaZe roster in form. Okay, so in other news, it looks like the Complexity coach is departing, which concludes from their Tyloo loss. If we have a look here, he says, "Only so much you can do in such a short time. Wish I had more time with the team. Wish I could have done more. Tyloo is a strong team. We had that game on that last map, but became too stiff in those vital moments. GG Tyloo 1-2. And then he goes on to say, "That also marks my end with Complexity. Thankful to have been invited into their team and the trust they have given me. It has been an absolute pleasure. I'm open to talk. I wish to continue coaching. DM is open." So yeah, it's sad to see, but I wish Miffy all the best in his future, and hopefully he finds somewhere else. And if we just, before we wrap up, if we just take a look at where the bracket stands right now. So we have Australis versus Furia tomorrow. Big versus Pain. We will have the winner of the loser of Astralis versus Furia versus the loser of Big versus Pain here, and then we'll have Virtus Pro versus Heroic, 3D Max versus Tyloo, and Liquid versus FlyQuest. So a jam-packed day full of Counter-Strike. Really excited, and if you want to keep updated, don't forget to drop a like and a subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And as always, thank you for watching. Take care.